tires start losing their air every day. The thinner the tire, the faster the air escapes.
The temperature affects tire pressure, so if it's hot out, it does different things to the tire pressure, and if it's cold out, it does the same thing.
A great rule of thumb for you is to check and inflate as needed every 1 to 2 weeks.
So how do you pump a tire?
You're going to have either one of two types of valves. Either you're going to have Shrader valve, which is the short, stubby valve, or you're going to have Presta valve, which is the long, skinny valve.
Is it a Schrader or is it a Presta? That's what you have to determine before you pump a tire.
And the way you use them is going to be different. If you have a Presta valve, it's a little bit more complicated. So first I'm going to remove the dust cap. All valve caps do is keep the dust out of the valve. Before you can put air into the tire, first you need to unscrew this little nut right until it can't unscrew anymore. That allows air to go in and out of the system.
Check your tire wall for your PSI number, which is on the sidewall of your tire.
So your friend's tire might have a different PSI number than you do. We know that this bike tire PSI number says 45 to 70 PSI. So we will pump our tires with air within this particular range of numbers that will match on the gauge. So how do you know which number to pump it to?
And it certainly depends on what kind of terrain you're going to be riding on. If you're riding on a gravel road, you want a lower PSI. If you're riding on a solid surface like a road, then you probably want it higher.
I'd like a higher tire pressure on my bike for a much smoother and faster ride.
It is determined by a variety of reasons. Do you want a smoother ride? Do you want to go faster? You will have to find the right number for you. Usually I keep my tires about 60 PSI, but because we're riding on the gravel roads, I'm going to lower it to 40 PSI. It's going to make the ride less bouncy and hopefully more comfortable.
Make sure you have a Presta air pump, not a Schrader. A Schrader pump will not work on a Presta valve.
You can also buy a hand pump that has a Schrader and a Presta valve. So I'm going to show you there are two ways to pump a tire with two different kinds of pumps. One is a battery operated one and another one is a handheld pump. This battery operated one is for a Schrader. I have an adapter that will attach that will make it for a Presta. You screw the adapter on top of the valve first, then you take your tire chuck, push it on top and lock it. With this particular pump, you can set the PSI number to the exact number that you want, hit the button, and it will automatically inflate to that desired number. So with a hand pump, you attach the chuck the same way to the valve. There's a little more muscle work to get the air into the tire to your desired number.
Once you put air into the tire, then what you're going to do is just screw that back in until you can't screw it in anymore. Then you take your handy dandy dust cap and you screw that on.
How do you pump a tire with a Schrader valve?
If you have a Schrader valve on your trike, just need to engage the valve with your pump and start putting air in.
They do have these adapters that will go on top of a Presta valve and turn it into a Schrader valve. You open it up first and then put it on there. Why are there two kinds of valves?
The Presta allows you to fine adjust the air pressure with the tightening down of the nozzle. So therefore you can loosen it, take a little air out, you can tighten it, you can add better pressure, and it closes. With Schrader, basically if there's anything that is dirt or a little rock and it goes in there, it can hiss, it can let air out, and it's really hard to tighten with your finger. With Presta, you can do everything with your finger.
The reason it is really important to make sure that your tires are set at the proper pressure, because it can prevent tire wear and also help prevent flats.
And it'll make your bike ride more pleasant. So use this knowledge to your advantage. Keep your tires pumped weekly.
Let's go riding!